Hello everyone. Welcome. Today, we're tackling a common error in PyTorch RuntimeError. mat1 and mat2 must have the same type. This error pops up when you're trying to perform matrix multiplication or other operations that require compatible data types, but your tensors have different types. It can be frustrating, but understanding the root cause and how to fix it will significantly improve your PyTorch workflow. Let's dive in. First, let's understand what type means. Type stands for data type. It specifies the kind of data stored in a tensor. Examples include torch.float32, torch.float64, torch.in32, and torch.in64. PyTorch needs to know the data type to perform operations correctly. Matrix multiplication, for instance, relies on consistent data types for its calculations. So, why does this error occur? The most common reason is that you've accidentally created tensors with different types. This can happen when you're creating tensors explicitly, loading data from different sources, or performing operations that implicitly change the type. A simple example, you might create one tensor using torch.tensor 1, 2, 3, which defaults to torch.in64, and another using torch.tensor 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, which defaults to torch.float32. Then, attempting torch.mat1 on these will throw the error. How do we fix it? There are several ways to resolve this error. One method is explicitly specifying the type when creating your tensors. For example, use torch.tensor 1, 2, 3, type equals torch.float32 to force the tensor to be a float32 tensor. Alternatively, you can cast existing tensors to the desired type using the dot2 or dtype methods. For example, tensor1.2 torch.float32 or tensor1.type torch.float32 will convert tensor1 to the float32 type. Remember to assign the result back to the tensor variable if you want to keep the change. Debugging this error often involves inspecting the types of your tensors. You can use the dtype attribute to check the type of a tensor. For example, print tensor1.type will print the type of tensor1. Use this to identify which tensor is causing the problem. If you are loading data from datasets, ensure the data types are consistent during pre-processing. Standardize the data types early in your pipeline to prevent unexpected errors later. If loading numerical data from a .csv file, ensure all columns being used for matrix multiplication have consistent types before converting to tensors. Always double-check for potential type inconsistencies before performing matrix operations. In summary, the mat1 and mat2 must have the same type error in PyTorch signifies a data type mismatch between your tensors. Resolving it involves identifying the offending tensors, ensuring consistent types during tensor creation, and using dot2 or dtype methods for type conversion. Remember to always verify the type of tensors before performing operations. Thank you for watching. I hope this explanation was helpful in understanding and resolving this common PyTorch error. If you found this video useful, please consider liking and subscribing for more PyTorch tutorials. Your support helps me create more content. If you have any questions or specific PyTorch topics you'd like me to cover, leave them in the comments below.